Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 20,000 subscribers. I mean, no joke, I am flabbergasted. When I started my channel, it was really just to kind of vent. I had been watching reaction channels for a while, and I had some thoughts, and I finally just was like, you know what? I'm going to share those thoughts. And I cannot believe the positive reception that I have gotten. So just thank you. I don't know what else to say other than I am amazed and I love this community. You guys are all crazy and fun. So I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. And again, just thank you so much. Hello, my friends. So the dust seems to be settling a little bit, and Amber went live for her regularly scheduled Sunday live. She had been crashing out hard over the weekend, and I would not be surprised if these two toxic dinguses were making up in the background or talking and trying to work things out in the background, which is okay by me. It's not good for them. Who cares? So now that the drama has sort of set in to Girl World, let's see what Amber has to say. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not gonna lie.
Holly said, I'm proud of you for not self-destructing and breaking your sobriety. Thank you. I
mean, first of all, I would not be surprised at all if she was high, right? I mean, she kind of looks high. And that may be why she's so calm now, too, is that she finally got some Delta 8.
There's a few things I want to talk about in this live. I should make a note so I remember.
Well, now she's had time to sort of create a narrative, right? Earlier, the first few lives, she was just throwing out whatever she could think of. And like I said in my last video, I don't know that she's necessarily lying through all of this, but her reality is not our reality. We have figured that out over the years. Amberlynn lives in a completely different universe than all of us. I think she really thinks she's telling the truth about a lot of this because it's the way she saw it. But now she's had time to really think about how she wants to create the narrative and how she wants to shape the story on her side.
Quite a few people have said that it was a narc rage that I did in my last live stream. What is that? So I'm going to figure it out live.
Yeah, it's called a narcissistic collapse. Amber and narcissists in general are always trying to paint a picture of who they are. They're wearing a mask. And when somebody comes along and tells a story that rips that mask away, they can't handle it. They lose control of the story. And she's been telling a story this whole time of how they were broken up and how their relationship was so wonderful. And the only reason they broke up was because of us, because of the haters. And so now those lies and that story is coming crashing down. And that picture that she was trying to paint of herself, of being the victim in everything and of being an empath, that story is threatened by the truth coming out, or at least a different narrative coming out. And she can't handle it. A narcissist cannot handle the idea that the image that they are trying to portray could be destroyed. And so you go into what's called a narcissistic collapse. You were unhinged. You even said yourself, I feel so unhinged.
I feel like I'm literally unhinged. I feel so unhinged. I feel so unhinged. I feel literally so unhinged.
I mean, this was such a textbook example of what a narcissistic collapse is. It should be studied. So yeah, you can say all you want that you're not a narcissist. You fit all the criteria. And then exactly when you would expect somebody to have a narcissistic collapse, you have the definition of a narcissistic collapse. So, I mean, if it walks like a duck, if it waddles like a duck.
Am I a narcissist at this point? I don't know. Am I manic at this point? Because I am so stressed and I am just feeling like I don't know. I just feel like I'm literally going insane.
Yeah, that's the collapse.
Tell me why I'm going pee. And yes, I'm literally admitting to this. I have my phone while I'm peeing and I just scroll TikTok, maybe saw 3 videos, and there I am popping up on TikTok. And it's the TikTok of me saying how Emily ate my hunani and how she loved it, pretty much. And I'm like, I don't even remember saying that. So, anyways.
So here's a thought. Maybe don't talk about stuff like that on the internet. Now, she claims she doesn't remember saying it, but that makes it even worse. That means you're just talking without even thinking about what you're saying. So, of course, stuff like that's going to be all over the place. But that's how we've gotten to where we are now. Amber's entire life has been put on the internet for everybody to see because she doesn't think about what she's doing. She doesn't think about what she's saying.
That's crazy. Holly said, I grew up with a narcissistic mother. You're not a narcissist. Holly, I go back and forth, but damn, my heart goes out to you. I'm sure that was really hard.
That is crazy because I have heard so many people. In fact, I have email after email after email of people saying, I grew up with a narcissistic mother, brother, sister, whatever. And it is very obvious that Amber is a narcissist. So I call BS on this, Holly, because the people that send me these emails tell me a heartbreaking story of the experience that they had with their family member. And it is point for point a lot of the behaviors that Amberlynn displays. And then just knowing that they can't get away from that because it's a family member, you know?
I smoked and it makes my eating worse. Don't. Yeah, JD, thank you for the super chat. That definitely can happen for sure. Members.
You know what? I'm going to move over here. I don't know why I didn't do that a long time ago. Now you can see the chat. Well, look at that. I used my brain for a second. Sorry it took so long.
She doesn't care about you, only super chats. Just Jamie, that's not true. I have already read member stuff. It's just, how can I skip over super chats like that? It's hard, okay? I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people talking. This
is a good question. Why is your laptop... This is a good question. Why is your laptop so crusty? Yeah, when she shows her laptop, it is nasty. But of course it is. You can only imagine what her entire apartment looks like, you know? I don't know if I want to keep this chat up. These people are idiots. Definitely not a narcissist. You are reacting to a narcissist and having BPD makes it worse. God, people are dumb. And I don't know, maybe Emily is a narcissist. But 2 narcissists don't make a great relationship, would be my guess.
Today has been so hecticana, sending good vibes. Thank you, Lunar. Yeah, it's been crazy. Sarah,
hell yeah, it's been hecticana. Ayo.
Sarah, thank you for the super chat. You may be Bannock, yes, a narcissist can make you feel crazy. Why is your laptop so crusty, girl? You know what? My laptop is extremely crusty dusty, okay? I'm scared to clean it. So long story short, the laptop that I had before this, I broke it from cleaning it. So now I'm like, scared to clean it. So if anyone has...
Yeah, okay. Now, either that's true and she is an idiot and she probably like poured water on it or something, you know, like she did something real stupid to clean it, or she probably dropped it or something and she's just, that's her story as to why she broke it, just to make you think that she's really clean. I really want to clean it, you guys. I love to be clean. I love taking showers. I love cleaning my apartment all the time. I love picking up the pee pads. I mean, not having pee pads because Twinkie goes outside. Anyway.
So when I was cleaning my last laptop, I was using just like a Clorox wipe. I know that's like crazy. Like, use your brain, Amberlynn. It completely broke my laptop. I don't know if it was like the liquid that seeped through, the this or the that. I don't know what happened, but I'm scared. So what do? I don't know, but thanks for the money. Thanks for the super.
So yeah, I looked it up and it does say that Clorox wipes are not recommended for screens. So maybe there's some truth to that. But then to say, now I'm scared to clean it, rather than just Google what would be the best way to clean my screen. Or she's on Amazon all day long. Why not just type in screen cleaning or something? There are a lot of ways she could clean it. But no, she has to be the quirky girl who's scared to clean her nasty ass laptop. And again, that just shows that she just didn't put any thought into what she was doing.
Super chat. People super chat like genuinely the funniest things. Like I genuinely can't. We were begging you to get more mods last stream. Is this possible? Goth, maybe. It's hard for me to trust people. Sarah Jumper, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. You're so brave. Speak up, girl. You
Yeah, I can see that. It's hard for her to trust people because there are a lot of people that pretend to like her and like they LARP as an baby. And then if they become a mod, their true colors show and they start wreaking havoc, which I'm here for it. But yeah, I can see her having a hard time trusting anybody. That's what happens to Darkside Phil too. He can't trust anybody.
deserve to have the truth out there. So it's a lot. How do I join on mobile? Okay, my last live stream, I'm gonna full-fledged like sit here and be absolutely completely transparent. I am going to
Well, that'll be a first.
I am not a monster. I have a lot of empathy for Emily. I have a lot of sympathy. I have a lot of love. I feel her pain when she's hurting. And
She's an empath. Oh, I forgot. She is an empath, you guys. Always thinking of other people. That's Amberlynn Reed.
I think that's why for the longest time, I didn't say anything in response to like everything she was doing online. And that's why I constantly like, kept the shit private. Like a lot of people go through chaotic relationships and toxic relationships, period. What you guys experienced from me in my last few live streams, especially the last one, well, probably actually the last few, maybe not the one where I was doing my makeup so much, probably not. It is an absolute BPD, meltdown, breakdown, rage, whatever it may be. The first one where I'm crying like absolutely insane, that is what I call like a BPD tantrum.
And I've said this before, but what happened was she realized that the story was coming out. And she was freaking out because she knew that she was going to be outed as a liar. And she knew that her behavior with Emily was going to be on display for everybody to know about, And she was trying to mitigate the damage. But they are obviously toxic for each other. They don't need to be together at all. And maybe Emily knows that, right? Maybe Emily realizes that she can treat Amber however she wants and Amber will just never leave because Amber is desperate. And like I said, I don't doubt that she has BPD. I think that is very likely. But I also think she is a narcissist. So Emily can take advantage of the fact that Amber does have abandonment issues and won't let her go. But I can also see Emily getting pretty frustrated and pretty annoyed at the fact that Amber flies off the handle at pretty innocuous things. Like, oh, you had pictures of fat women on your phone. Now I'm going to make your life miserable.
Absolutely. The tears, like, yes, it's pain, it's awful, but I feel it so much worse and so much harder and more strong. That's what BPD is. I wish people would like, not to be rude, just like educate yourself on the freaking illness before you like sit here and judge me and like just invalidate my experiences as a person.
It doesn't matter if you don't do anything about it. All you do is use it as an excuse. And I think that's why you like having BPD. That's why you're so quick to bring out BPD as an excuse for stuff, because I can do anything I want. I can treat anybody however I want to. And all I have to do is say it was my BPD. That's not the case. You don't get to just excuse it all away. There are a lot of people that have BPD that put work into their lives to make sure that they don't act like you.
Like genuinely, please. But what you guys about to experience today was absolute BPD rage. And I said things that were crazy that I didn't even remember me saying. But my pain.
So then how can we trust anything you say? If you're just going to say stuff without even thinking about it and not even remembering it, then what you say is meaningless. Why would we believe it? And I don't think she's in therapy. I would be freaking flabbergasted if she was actually in therapy, She has said she was in therapy her whole life. She constantly says she's in therapy. And we have heard from multiple partners that she just never went. She would call and maybe make an appointment and then change her mind, or just pretend like she's got somebody lined up and then never go. So I don't think she's doing anything about it.
And my hurt and just like the betrayal of it all hurts a lot. You guys have to understand that Emily has done a lot of things to hurt me. She knows this. I've hurt her. She knows this. I know this. The things that she has done to hurt me has like sent me down like literally a spiral. And my BPD has never been more triggered. I'm literally genuinely just being flat out honest.
Again, it is likely just that Emily had a Tumblr. That's what is causing all this stuff. That's all Amber has said that hurt her is betrayal. And you guys, she had a Tumblr. And obviously the stuff that was on the Tumblr was gross. And I can understand being upset about it, but that seems to be the entire foundation for all of Amber's behavior.
It's just been rough. It's been hard. And moments like this shows me that during heightened emotions, I have a hard time controlling myself. I have improved in ways that you guys can't see because you don't see me in a day-to-day life, obviously. But when it's something so extreme as this, like me and Emily have literally genuinely been in a relationship this whole time, except for like 3 days ago. The fact that it was so easy for Emily, the minute we got into an argument, to turn to Snowflake, it felt like the final boss type of thing. Like,
isn't it interesting that here lately on Amber's channel, things have been pretty boring. And at first you might think, well, maybe she has gotten better. You know, maybe there's less drama in her life because overall she's able to handle things better. Maybe she is going to therapy. But as soon as somebody else shows up, right? As soon as we're able to see or find out how she interacts with a partner, everything comes crashing down. She loses her mind, and we find out that she's been like that all along. So she can claim all she wants that she's getting better. But I would argue that the only reason she seems stable in her videos and on her channel over the last, few months is because there's just not been anybody around for her to interact with, or nobody to show the true Amber. Because yeah, she can be totally normal and calm and collected and stable when she's by herself and just sitting around her apartment doing nothing and filming what she wants you to see. She can be completely stable. But as soon as somebody else shows up, she is not stable, right? She loses her mind, and we find out that she is a terrible partner. She treats them like crap. They treat each other like crap. But I don't think she's gotten better at all. I think she's gotten better at hiding it because there's nobody there to expose the way she behaves. But then all of a sudden, Emily comes out and goes, here it is. And we find out all along, she's been just the same as she's always been.
Like, it drastically hurt. It was like, okay, I was able to forgive you for everything you've done. Everything. Constantly. Again, unwavering. My love for her, my care for her, my forgiveness towards her was always unwavering. I was there when she needed me, constant. Calling me, I'm there. Texting me, I'm there. You're anxious, I'm there. I was always there. That's just who I am. Whether it's the BPD because she's my favorite person or not, it doesn't matter. But it's like, to do that to me, it felt final boss. It genuinely did.
I don't know about you, but this is starting to feel like she's making a video trying to get Emily back.
The fact that, Elena, you could sit there and say I sound insane. Honey, you don't understand life then. If this sounds insane, you don't understand life.
That is kind of sad, honestly, that what she is going through and all of this stuff that's happening is just life. Like, obviously, you just have never lived if you haven't crashed out on the internet over a toxic relationship. This isn't normal. And the fact that you think it's normal is pretty telling. And that probably has a lot to do with her childhood. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that she has a very skewed perspective when it comes to what relationships should be. I think she sees the Hallmark movies and she thinks that's what it's supposed to be. And when it's not that, when it's not exactly that, she loses her mind. And I think that's the narcissism, because she's trying to make a relationship work the way she wants it to work. And when she loses control of that, she loses her mind. So I think there's a bit of BPD as far as not wanting to lose the partner never leaving. But I think it all starts, I think the toxicity, fellow detractors will get a kick out of that, starts because of Amberlynn's narcissism. And then it just snowballs from there.
You have my brain's all messed up because I'm like, how does this, like, have you experienced life? If so, like, okay. Where am I going with this?
Yeah, so here it says, F off with the BPD until you do DBT, full stop. And she will say, I have done DBT or I am doing DBT. And I call 100% hogwash on that. Not a chance. There's no way that she has completed DBT. If you go back and look at my interview with a therapist and the way she describes DBT, it is just not something Amber would be able to do on her own. And you know she will not accept help from anybody. She will not hold herself accountable. She will not let anybody else hold her accountable. So no, absolutely not.
And if anyone has BPD, which I know a lot of you do, genuinely a lot of you do, a lot of you message me and are like, girl, like, I understand. And you guys, you are not alone. Like, I feel so alone sometimes, like, reading this chat. Like, it's hard. And I have felt so invalidated so much. So much.
Having BPD sucks. But it's up to you to do something about it, to help yourself, to get the help you need. And also, you can't put your life on the internet, lie constantly, be a general, just crappy person, and then be upset that nobody validates you when you excuse your bad behavior with BPD or anything. Like, you have made this bed and you are lying in it right now. I know sometimes it can be tempting to feel sorry for her, but just remember, she has the means. She has all the time. She has every incentive to get help, and yet she basically refuses.
But genuinely, like, I sat there and, like, just felt so, like, maybe I should have still stayed silent, even after all those times, because I love Emily. I do, and I don't know. You guys, like, I wish you would understand that, like, I grew up.
See, and she still thinks that she has revealed that Emily is some crazy abuser, right? She thinks, oh, she's on this side now. She thinks that she has now spilled the tea on Emily, and I kind of regret letting you all know how Emily really is. Girl, you are still looking far worse than Emily right now. The worst thing that you could come up with was that she had a Tumblr. That's it. And we all knew that. We all knew she was a feeder. We all knew she had weird crap on her phone. That is not news to anybody. So I know you think you were cooking. I know you think you really spilled some hot tea, but you didn't. You basically did stay silent. All you did was make yourself look worse.
In chaos, like, my childhood was so traumatic, like, toxic, like, what I experienced with Emily, like, even nowhere, it doesn't even compare to that. Before anyone thinks that I'm about to say we're back together, no. Before anyone thinks that I forgave her, no. Like, no fucking weird shit like that. I'm just saying, I'm not a monster. And I genuinely feel sad that I did all that.
And again, I don't doubt that she had a terrible childhood, but here's the thing. I don't think it's as bad as she claims, and I've said that many a time. And the reason I still stand by that is because there was a time when I really believed that maybe there was hope for Amberlynn, and I felt sorry for her because I believed that her childhood was so traumatic and there were things that happened that were so bad that maybe it would sort of excuse a lot of this behavior, or at least kind of give a reason for it. But the moment she said, I consider harassment as assault.
When I said that they would essay me, when I used the A word, assault, I consider harassment as an assault.
She lost all credibility to me. At that moment, I realized what was happening. She will twist any story. She will turn any trauma into the worst version it can be just to get sympathy. Somebody said I have pretty hair and touched my leg. That was assault. That was SA. Somebody had a Tumblr where they had pictures of other women that are my size. That is betrayal. And that justifies reactive abuse. So when she claims something bad happened to her, she is, in my opinion, she is saying it's far worse than it actually was.
That because it's like, yes, I feel pain. Yes, I'm fucking hurt. Yes, she betrayed. Like, why did some of the things that I said, like, I didn't need to say that shit. Like, there's a difference between like sticking up for myself, saying my story, but like I was popping off. I was like actually BPD rage, and a lot of people were like, "That's narc rage." I'm confused. I genuinely don't know the difference. Like genuinely.
Now, I don't think it was narc rage. I think it was just a narcissistic collapse. You lost control. But again, what exactly did you say? You just said the same things over and over and over again. She hurt me. Betrayal, 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 deceit, lies, pictures of women, betrayal. She hurt me. Lies, deceit, betrayal. That's it. That's all we ever heard. And I guess she said mean things, you know. But as of now, the only thing you have popped off about was just that she had a Tumblr and she was maybe talking to haters. That was the other thing too, is she was talking to a hater.
She would look at me dead ass in the eyes and say, "Oh, this is someone I work with." It was a hater who despised me. So when she let me go through her phone, she didn't know that I could go to her screen time and see the apps that she was on. She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me.
That's it? Is that really the tea that you have on Emily?
And
and that she's a feeder, which, no doy. Of course she is. We've known that all along.
I want to learn that. Like, I know a lot of people are like, "See a fucking therapist." I have multiple times, and none of them say that I have narcissism. So it's like, how do I figure this out? Because so many fucking armchair, like, psychologists or whatever it may be think that I'm a narcissist. But like, narcissists don't feel empathy towards someone, and I feel so much sadness towards Emily because I know Emily and I know her.
No, you say you feel empathy towards Emily. That's the problem, right? Is Amber says things. That doesn't make them true. She has decided at some point in her life that being an empath or people thinking she's an empath makes her look really good. And so when she says, "I have empathy for Emily," even though XYZ, she just thinks that makes her look good.
Her mental health, and I know the things that she goes through, and I just feel fucking bad. I just feel bad. I'm allowed to feel that way. And that is why I always kept quiet, because
No, it's not that you feel bad. It's not that you are sad for her. It's that you want to be her hero. Even just saying this, you are painting her in a light that then paints you as the person that was trying to save her. All the things she's been through, and look how selfless I am, you guys. I feel all that empathy. I'm an empath. I am so sorry for her because I am so wonderful. That's what this is.
I never wanted to fight her, and I know that she's hurting. I know it. I like feel it in my like. I just feel it. I just know.
Oh, she feels it in that empathy bone. You know, it's the bone that only empaths have. It's right inside the taint.
She is, and I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. There was some text messages exchanged, some Snapchats, some, you know, and I know she's hurting.
See, she really is convinced that she's the one that did the tell-all. She's the one that spilled all the tea. And this is the delusion. This is the reality that she lives in.
I get it. I say genuinely a lot. And it's like, there's a side of Emily that like genuinely, I said genuinely again. Oh my God, why am I like this? Yeah, she doesn't care if you hurt. Leslie, I don't know. Stand up. I don't want to stand up. I'm too fat right now.
I mean, look at this. This is all performative. And somebody said she doesn't care if you hurt. I think she probably did at the beginning of the relationship, but you get to a point where it's like, I just want you to leave me alone. Of course, I don't know, man. She has said they're still talking. So neither one of them have figured this out.
I'm genuinely so fat. I went to a Chinese buffet. Cass, it's not that I'm desperate. It's like my heart loves people even through the bad. Like,
see, I'm just so wonderful. That's the problem. I'm too good for my own good.
Maybe Emily does hate me. I don't fucking know. I genuinely don't know. Maybe she does hate me. I don't know. But regardless, like, no matter what, I don't hate her. Like, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to do about it.
This is you. You lied about your grandma's recipe. Jeff in Boston, I approve that comment. Good timing. And yeah, here you go. Maybe talk to a therapist instead of the internet, and she will claim that she is, right? Just like she said she's been to multiple therapists, and they have told her she's not a narcissist. But I don't believe that for a second. I don't buy it.
I don't know why I'm like this. Why? I don't. Maybe talk to a therapist instead of the internet. Why can't I A, do both? And why does it like matter to you? You lied about your grandma's recipe? No, I didn't. It's literally my.
What do you mean, why does it matter to us? You're the one out here talking to us. You're the one putting it out there.
Therapists don't say you're a narc because you lied to them. I make sure to be extremely transparent in my therapies. I'm not going to sit there and pay hundreds of dollars per session just to lie to a therapist. Then why am I going? Wasting my time.
You're not, first of all. You're not going to a therapist. Stop lying. Girl, bye. But on the very rare occasion that you do go to a therapist, I don't know that she's lying. I think she convinces herself that her reality is actual reality. So when a therapist sort of gives her a narcissist test or asks her questions about, different scenarios and stuff, she gives the answer that she has convinced herself is what she would do in that scenario. Just like the narcissist test that she took. At one point, she actually took one online, and she was wrong on every single one. She said, oh, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. And I think she really thinks that's true. But she does do that.
More than anything in this world, I wish I was drunk. I wish I was drinking alcohol. Justifying the things she has done and said is crazy. I mean, this has genuinely been my life.
And that's another ploy for sympathy, right? Oh, I wish I was drunk. And she's hoping people will say, I'm so proud of you for not drinking. Stick with it. You got this, girl, that kind of thing.
And no, I'm not justifying anything. I just know that, like, we're all human.
I don't know, man. I would entertain the idea that Amberlynn is an alien that's like trying to mimic human behavior. That seems to be the case a lot.
And I have the cutest little fur babies that I love so much. And, like, people just think I'm... Ugh. Sorry, I haven't slept ever since it started. I've gotten 3 hours of sleep. It's been days. Like, I feel fucking manic and crazy and anxiety and...
Jeff is back at it with, you lied about being force-fed yogurt on 9/11. Oh, Jeff. Jeff in Boston, you're winning this live stream so far.
I genuinely don't know what to do. And I sit here and say, I don't know what to feel. Like, what am I supposed to be feeling? All I can do is, like, feel and just accept those emotions. Like, people telling me how I should feel. Like, you're not going to change, like, how I feel.
Then shut up. What do you want? What are you doing then? If you don't want people's opinions, then stay off the internet. The internet is an opinion machine.
Do you really think she hates you? I don't know, because it's like, why?
Yeah, I wonder why. Man, why? I just can't think of anything. That's a good point.
Baby girl, no, she doesn't.
Baby girl says she wants to unalive you. And I guess that's talking about her being a feeder. Which, maybe, I don't know. That is a concern when you get into that kind of stuff. But I think if Emily said, I think I want to feed you until you are not alive anymore, I think Amber would be like, okay, as long as we go to the Chinese buffet.
You lied about being force-fed yogurt on 9/11. Oh, that's a real story. That is a real story. I was force-fed. I couldn't move from the table until I finished all my food. That's how it was in that group home.
Okay, so Avocado Antics says, Amberlynn, please don't fix it with her. You two are toxic for each other. She showed you how she really feels about you. I'm not a big fan of you, but don't want to see you hurt either. Take care, okay. Yeah, I mean, they both suck. And I would not be surprised if they stay together. And the thing is, we can never trust anything Amber says going forward about the relationship. Because either they were together this whole time and Amber was lying all this time, or they weren't together this whole time and she's lying that they were. So either way, Amber's lying about something. And so going forward, we just can't trust anything she says. Because if she says, oh, we're not together, like, yeah, you said that before.
Can toxic relationships be fixed?
Not this one. That's for damn sure. And you don't have a like normal toxic relationship. You have a toxic relationship that's public for the internet and everybody to see. So no, hell no, it can't be fixed.
That's genuinely where my head's at.
So this is concerning. This person says toxic people can be fixed. Okay. That's an interesting way to go through life, is to think that you can fix people. I also love uncomfortable shirt in the middle of all this, in the middle of a breakdown. Uncomfortable shirt says, can you tell Bubby, have a goods Sunday, Bubby? Get that attention where you can, I guess. And then Tater Tot Freak says, girl, no, they cannot be fixed. Do not go back to her. I would agree with Tater Tot more than the person that said that toxic people can be fixed. I mean, they can be fixed, but they can't be fixed.
What's a narc rage? Can we like figure this out together? Like genuinely, because am I a narcissist? Does anyone actually really care? Do I even care? I don't know.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's pretty obvious. She fits the description of a narcissist to the T. I don't think she cares. But I don't think what she was experiencing was a narcissistic rage. I think it was the collapse because she was losing control.
Someone just said we aren't therapists. We can't explain that. Then tell me why everyone and their mama calls me a narcissist on here and says that I do not have BPD when it's very, very, very obvious that I do. Come here, baby. Hi.
Yeah, you can have both. And I think she has both. I think she is far more narcissist. But yeah, I don't doubt that she has BPD.
Isolated, what have you been doing without me? What are we DoorDashing tonight? I don't know.
You know that she is eating her feelings right now. We may get to 2019 levels and maybe even more. This person says, is it pee pee poo poo or poo poo pee pee? All right, here's the thing. That was stupid and funny, but don't give her money to say that. It's poo poo pee pee, by the way. And now Uncomfortable Shirt coming in with the, why didn't you read my donation? It's for my bubby. From earlier, whenever he said, or they said, can you tell my bubby have a goods Sunday, bubby? What a weirdo. So this super chat says, I'm a counselor and can see through you 100%. Now, whether that's true or not, who knows? But Amber didn't like that.
I'm a counselor and can see through you 100%. I don't know what that means, but if you, I genuinely don't know if that's a negative thing. And if it is a negative, like you need to like sign in your papers and like cancel like your thing, because you sound horrific to say that to someone who's like having a breakdown. Just saying.
Notice how defensive she gets when somebody who might actually know something calls her out and says that maybe she's not who she says she is. She did not like that.
Wait, I'm a therapist as well. BPD is all about it. A fear of abandonment and rejection. Narcissistic is in the cluster B and lacks empathy and wants validation. I do not lack empathy. As you can tell, I'm crying my eyes out because I know what I did hurt the person that I love.
I don't buy that for a second. I don't think she's crying because what she did hurt the person that she loved. Because Amber hasn't said anything really other than betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. She's crying because the people are seeing what really went on behind the scenes. She's upset because the perfect picture that she has in her head, this lie that she's been telling all this time, has now been torn down. She's upset because she got caught. It's that old, you're not upset because you did it, you're upset because you got caught. That's what's happening here. And she can pretend all day long that the reason she's crying is because she hurt Emily. She didn't do jack shit to Emily. Emily had all the tea. Amber just said she looked at Tumblr. That's it. Oh, and talked to a hater. So no, I don't buy that for a second. I don't think that Amber is sad because she hurt Emily. She's sad because her toxic behavior was outed. Okay, so this person says, do you understand that you lied to your audience for months and you expect the chat to be nice to you?
The chat to be nice to you. If you're upset with me for lying to protect someone, you're parasocial as fuck. First of all, parasocial. Whoa. Why do you care? Actually, why do you care that I protected someone? Actually,
she will come up with a justification that it's to protect somebody, right? Because that's what makes her a hero. You guys, I am so amazing and so selfless that I would lie to all of you constantly for months to protect someone. That's all it is. Even when you are calling it out and pointing out the truth, I will lie straight to your face. But it's to protect somebody, okay? And that's okay. And that's her. She always justifies everything she does in some way that makes her out to be the good guy.
Back to what I was saying. If you want to lie to me to protect someone that you love, like genuinely protect them because they're being blackmailed or whatever it may be, I wouldn't be mad at you. I wouldn't.
What is she talking about being blackmailed? Does she even know what that word means? Who is blackmailing Emily? And for what? Is she involved with the mafia? She's just going to use that word because it's a scary word. And she can, again, be the hero. I was saving her from being blackmailed, you guys. She was getting all of these black clothes in the mail. That is pretty scary blackmail, you guys.
What did E think of the DoorDasher guy hitting on you?
I said, what did E think of the DoorDasher hitting on you?
Well, she wasn't surprised. She has been there, like, because we would FaceTime, like, a lot, and she has been there literally while guys hit on me. Like, it's not, like, surprising. It's kind of weird. Like,
okay. Oh, my God. She really wants us to believe that she's constantly being hit on. Constantly. All the time. Every time a guy sees her, he's hitting on her. I mean, think about that, right? She is saying that she's on FaceTime with Emily most of the time. And let's say that's true. It probably is. And just that, being on FaceTime all the time, Emily has witnessed so many times that Amber's getting hit on in her own apartment. Because you know Amber doesn't go anywhere. And if she's FaceTiming Emily while she's at bingo or something, that would be weird. So it's in her own apartment. So she's saying that basically every DoorDasher hits on her. Mr. Snowflake, ask Emily, does Amber really get hit on all the time? I don't buy it. So at this point, she goes and looks up narc rage and BPD rage and all that stuff. But the problem is, this wasn't a narc rage. This was a narcissistic collapse. It's a different thing. And what she ends up doing, and I'm just going to summarize because she reads the AI stuff like I did. And of course, she is just like, well, that's not me. That's not me. But then she reads the BPD and says, that's me. See, that's me. That's what I'm feeling. So what happened on these recent lives that Amber did after Emily told her story, those would be textbook narcissistic collapse. Okay. Now, as far as Amber's behavior with Emily that caused all this, I can see BPD being a part of that, but I can also see narcissism, right? She sees Emily looking at pictures of other women. That was a big deal to Amber. And that could trigger a fear of abandonment, right? It could make her feel like Emily's going to leave me for these other women or whatever. She's in a jealous rage, and that could be a BPD thing. Or she could feel like I'm not the center of attention. I'm not Emily's whole world. Emily is looking at somebody else. I need to be the only one she's looking at, and she freaks out. So it hits her ego. Remember her reaction to the fact that Emily was talking to a hater? That almost seemed to make her even more angry than everything else. It was a hater who despises me.
it was a hater who despised me.
That was a big deal to Amber. And the problem is she is not introspective enough to really dig deep and figure out what is the cause of these things. And again, none of this is medical advice. I don't know anything about anything. This is just my observation and opinion with the little bit that I know about personality disorders and things like that after talking to some professionals and things like that. So again, I'm no expert, so don't take this as medical advice or anything like that. Window, our friend Window says, on the bright side, Diva, you've made up all your missed streams. I mean, yeah, that's true. Oh, Window. What are we going to do with you? And then they say, I've been sitting on that joke for 3 days. Window, window, window.
Loving someone unconditionally is not the same as forgiving and or going back to the abuser. Oh my God.
Okay, in case you didn't hear that, it said, loving someone unconditionally is not the same thing as forgiving and or going back to an abuser. Please do not conflate those two things. And I think they're saying that Emily was the abuser.
See, I even feel sick to my stomach with that word abuser, with everything I said. I feel so bad. Like I have so much remorse, and it's like.
So she really is trying to rewrite this whole story as though she's the one who came out and exposed Emily's behavior. Like she's the one that did the tell-all. I just feel so bad that I had to do that, you guys. You didn't do jack squat. Emily did it.
Everything that I said that like happened or that she did or whatever, like those things are true, but like those are things that like were old news bear, it's like old news bears, whatever that saying is. Like it's things that like genuinely did happen, but happened, while in Wisconsin and this and that. And it's things that we did move on from. But it's the going on the internet, going on the Reddit, going on the snowflake, like literally the final.
That's it. Because everything that happened in Wisconsin was the same thing, was going on the internet, was looking at women on Tumblr.
Going on the internet, going on the Reddit, going on the snowflake, like literally the final boss. Snowflake, title that your next video, because seriously, you were the final boss that like literally broke me.
And what she's saying, from what I can tell, is even though I knew it was the right thing to tell the truth about Emily and her abuse, I had to do it. And it makes me sick to my stomach just knowing that I had to say something. Because she was going to Snowflake and that was the final boss. I had no choice at that point to call out her abuse. And remember, her abuse was having a Tumblr, looking at women, and talking to a hater that despised her, and then going on the internet and talking bad about her. That was it. So this person is saying you kept going back to an abuser, and that's not unconditional love. And Amber's basically like, yeah, I know, and I feel bad for even saying something about it, but I had no choice. Snowflake and Emily going to Snowflake gave me no choice. This is what I'm talking about. She lives in this delusion that she was the victim. And I understand that Emily looking at other women and maybe talking to other women and talking behind her back and calling her names, all that sucks. That makes Emily a bad girlfriend. And we know she is a feeder. We know that. All of those things combined make her a terrible girlfriend and probably a shitty person. But that is not abuse. Amber, again, feels justified in getting physical and screaming at the top of her lungs and keeping Emily awake with her sleep deprivation torture tactics because of Tumblr, basically, and saying mean things on the internet about her. And then when somebody says, yeah, she was an abuser, Amber basically says, yeah, I had no choice but to out her as an abuser. And this is what I mean, the fact that she lives in her own reality. Yes, April, thank you. Show the receipts that she wanted you to stay. Amber said specifically that there were text messages of Emily begging her to stay. And so far, all we have seen are texts of Amber begging to stay. There are not a lot of things that Amber said that we would need proof of, because there hasn't really been anything that bad that she's claimed. Emily being a shitty person is not the same as what Emily is claiming that Amber did. But the one thing that she could show proof of would be the fact that Emily apparently never wanted her to leave. And of course, now we're going to get to the love oracle card. Let's see what she pulls here.
hoping, expecting, faith, manifesting. Interesting.
I mean, again, it's just vague enough. It really has nothing to do with what you're going through. Hoping, manifesting, like that's more like you're looking for somebody, like you're lonely and you want somebody. But in her mind, she's like, how can I make that fit my situation?
I'm hoping.
See, here we go.
And manifesting and longing and craving for a secure foundation of a relationship. Fuck.
Oh, so deep, you guys. I can't believe the card got it. Yeah, good job.
And I wanted it to be with Emily. Like, I wanted all the bad to go away, you know? It feels really weird to say her name, like, lazy man.
I still want to know what Emily thinks of the whole Tommy thing. Like, I do remember at one point she said, I don't know why she calls me that. I'd like to ask her, how did that even start? Where'd that name even come from? Jessica Messica says, your dookie rags stunk up her house. Jessica Messica, I approve that comment. Your dookie rags stunk up her house, and you are probably not wrong.
Jessica Messica looking for clout. Yeah, hello.
Looking for clout. I will say, stop giving her money, but still, that was pretty good. And I guess I'm sort of enabling people to give her money by calling out and laughing at the comments, but yeah, don't give her money.
Just show your receipts. Prove yourself. I ain't got the energy. I popped off earlier, and I'm telling you, I have a lot of regret, and I feel bad, and
this is what she's going to do now. This is her game plan, is to say, I've got receipts, but I don't have the energy to show them. I'm not sure what she has receipts of. Yeah, we believe you that she has a Tumblr. We believe you that she is looking at other big women. We believe that she's a feeder. Nobody cares. That stuff is not as important as you think it is, or as groundbreaking as you think it is. So whatever receipts she does have, it doesn't really matter anyway. But her game plan from now on is to say, I feel bad for outing Emily as an abuser. And I wish it didn't come to that, but I had no choice because she went to Mr. Snowflake, making herself out to be not only the victim, but the hero. Sounds like a narcissist to me. So there's really not much left, and I may have missed some stuff. Again, she goes live for an hour and just rambles on about a lot of stuff. She thinks she really did something there with the meltdown that she had, the narcissistic collapse. And I think she really believes that she won the day. You know, she gave all the tea about Emily. So now everybody knows. Everybody knows how horrible Emily is. And I feel bad because I put her in that position. First of all, she didn't feel bad about jack shit. But she's making herself out to be some sort of saint. Like, I feel bad that I had to do that, but she left me no choice. When you didn't share anything. We knew all this stuff. And the stuff that you think was so horrible is really not that big a deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if they stay together, or at least keep talking. And so this may rear its ugly head again in the future, but we can always count on Amber's relationships turning into shit and us finding out about it, and it's always entertaining. So I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.